So last week, Kendrick Perkins on First Take came out with an asinine, just ridiculous take, saying that the only reason that guys like Jokic, Dirk Nowitzki, and Steve Nash had won the MVP was that they were white. Now, he didn't say it so directly or eloquently, but he basically insinuated, what do guys, the only three guys to win the MVP in the last, I think it was 30 years, Jokic, Steve Nash, and Dirk Nowitzki. And he said, you guess what they have in common. And it's like, I wonder what do they have in common? And obviously, you know what he's insinuating there. At the moment where I heard that last week, I was just like, really, dude? Really? We're going to start pulling the race card with the MVP and act like brothers can't get a break in the NBA when it comes to the MVP? It's like, get the fuck out of here, bro. It was just a ridiculous take to hear in real time, ridiculous take to hear after, ridiculous to hear him double down on some of the shows he was on afterwards. It was just like, wow. It goes to show that you can't exactly expect astute analysis with every single NBA take. A lot of the insinuation goes on to say, oh, he's been stat padding and all that kind of stuff when it comes to his triple doubles and the play style and how the Denver Nuggets just shoot, open shot, just shoot it whenever they get the pass from Jokic. A lot of this is sort of propped up Joel Embiid as the MVP. It's like, all right, bro. But thankfully, JJ Redick on a separate show, or on First Take, but on a different show, I believe it was later that week, came out and says, yo, this is the dumbest argument I've ever heard, and systematically destroyed Kendrick Perkins' argument with Stephen A. Smith on that show, just showing that this is stupid. Well, this morning, we finally got them head-to-head to with Kendrick Perkins' take and JJ Redick's take, and shit got heated. And it was actually one of the most fascinating subjects to see get discussed on First Take, just because the idiocy of the Kendrick Perkins take. And I don't like to see these kind of takes just go on unchallenged and stuff like that. So to see JJ Redick go on there and basically say, yeah, bro, this is a dumbass take right here. This is no racism going on right here. Jokic ain't a stat padder. He's going out just playing his play style, and he's great at it. And if he's going to win his third MVP because of it, hey, then hope maybe the other contenders should have been better, whether it's Joel Embiid, Giannis, or whatever. Whether or not you think Jokic is the MVP, most people say he is. It's a debate you can have on a different sort of subject and whatnot, but that's not really the issue. But then the moment that I absolutely love, Kendrick Perkins once again kind of going in on the racism, but not exactly wanting to go all the way deep in there, saying that in terms of the media voters for the MVP, in case you didn't know, the media votes on the MVP, not the players, saying that 80% of the media is white. And then does the other thing where he says, I'll let that marinate. You tell me what's up. And so with that, JJ Redick challenges him. And this is actually where he started challenging not only the take, but just the integrity of First Take overall. Just saying that, and this was amazing when this happened, when you literally have to say, hey, yo, Stephen A., Molly, the entire crew, First Take, sorry I have to say this about the show, but this is what's wrong with this show. I think later on he clarified just shows like this when it got challenged to him later on, but that's basically what he meant. The problem with shows like this is that we make takes that are not grounded in reality. And Kendrick Perkins, once again, throwing out the only reason Jokic is winning the award is because he is white, as I said, completely unfounded and all that kind of shit, pulling the woke racism card, because it's always great to be a brother and you a victim. It's the number one thing to talk about when it comes to sports media. JJ Redick challenged him again to where Kendrick Perkins, I don't have the clip in front of me, this guy, he just started to pull out the ultimate, just like a little kid just trying to tell his mom, no, 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 just shouting, nah, bro. And if you hear it saying, it was a pretty laughable, just because he had no response to the take or the assertions that JJ Redick was making, saying, yeah, bro, this is a ridiculous take right there. And to put my 2 cents on it, yeah, it absolutely is. As I said at the beginning, when I heard this take last week, whole thing about Jokic stat padding and that he and Steve Nash and Dirk Nowitzki are only won these awards because they are white, or in this case, white Europeans. You think there's a difference between white Americans and white Europeans, a different story. But it was just a ridiculous argument because these are the only three. Like, if you want to narrow it down to like that, yeah, they are the only three guys, or three white. There have been only three white guys since 1990 who win MVP that have not been top 10 in scoring. They're all three white Europeans. But they conveniently stop at 1990 because in the decade prior, Irvin Magic Johnson had just won 3 MVPs in the 1980s. And I love that JJ Redick brought that up just to show that why did you conveniently stop at 1990? Or what, why? Because that would destroy his argument. And this is really kind of what the issue a lot of times when it comes to sports media is, that no matter what kind of experience you have playing the game and whatnot, not everyone that plays the game is, I would say, qualified to talk about it or should be talking about it in a national platform. Because the idiocy of Kendrick Perkins' take, if I told you about this kind of take, if you hadn't heard it before and I just told you about it, you would have to see it to believe it. Just about how unbelievably dumb this take. Contrary-wise, JJ Redick is a former player, but the way he brings it up, brings out the facts, doesn't bring emotion into arguments. This guy, I love seeing him systematically destroy Kendrick Perkins' argument, because I am someone that I don't have a whole lot of tolerance for fake racism, Black man victimization, and the whole insinuation Kendrick Perkins really boils down to that I'm just like, really, bro, what the hell's wrong with you? There's a whole thing about how, acting like brothers can't get a break in the NBA, saying, why all these white guys winning these awards? When it's like, well, wait a minute, three white guys in total in the last 30 years winning the MVP, and you're gonna throw a hissy fit over that? Is it because Jokic is about to win 3 straight? I mean, it is what it is. The guys put up great seasons in the last 3 seasons. I don't think he probably should have won last year, given the fact that they were 6th seed, but he won it. It's not like he was undeserving in a sense. It's just that you could have gone either way with him or Joel Embiid last year. And this year, do I think he's the runaway MVP? No, but I would still vote for him if I obviously could, if I was part of the NBA media. The guy's averaging a triple-double. What's a triple-double itself? Whatever, even if he was averaging 9.8 assists instead of a full round number in 10, still be having an unbelievable season. Great efficiency, unbelievable efficiency, number 1 seed in the West. It's all like, yeah, if he wins MVP, it's gonna be because he's balling out this season, not because any kind of token victimization, racism that you want to throw in there. So it's a ridiculously dumb take by Kendrick Perkins last week. Ridiculous that he kept on doubling down on it. And I just love the fact that JJ Redick today absolutely destroyed him on First Take when it came down to it. I would actually love to see this argument continue on the show, because one thing that I really wish JJ Redick had the opportunity to fully go in on him about before Kendrick Perkins just played the whole thing where he just started shouting and getting emotional, was challenging him on the thing of the, what do you call it? The media voters, how 80% of them are white, and just saying, that kind of thing. Is like, I don't know, and I'll leave it at that. And so and JJ Redick, when he went at him, Kendrick Perkins just wouldn't let him respond and just tried to deny it without letting JJ Redick finish his point. So, interesting debate, but actually a very interestingly stupid one. Not because of anything from JJ Redick, just because of the ridiculous take from Kendrick Perkins. Media ain't racist. Black victimization, I don't have any tolerance for. I love the fact that JJ Redick was able to systematically destroy Kendrick Perkins' absolutely ridiculous take that needed to be seen or heard to believed.